Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about another situation. Now, I don't know about you guys, I almost am afraid to follow bands / musicians because it feels like every 5 seconds there's news coming out about some of them being creepy in a lot of the same ways. So typically with younger boys and girls, basically the worst types of humans ever, and that is the situation we're in once more. Disturbing EP cover appears to feature kids sparks outrage, quote-unquote grooming. An indie sleaze musician is facing condemnation online over his EP cover, which depicts models styled as young girls in suggestive positions. Harrison Patrick Smith, 27, released the Sex EP under the name Dare on May 19th. The 4-track project was released under Universal Music Group's Republic Records division, which is home to such stars as Taylor Swift, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Ariana Grande, Pearl Jam, and the Jonas Brothers. Wow, that's something I haven't heard in a while, the Jonas Brothers. The EP is Smith's debut on the label, to which he signed in April. Rolling Stone says he previously earned a living as a substitute teacher at a private school in New York City. While the title of the EP has raised eyebrows, the styling of the cover has sparked furor among a host of social media users. On the day of its release, the image was shared on the Twitter account of Republic Records, alongside the caption, "Have a good time to the Sex EP by It's the Dare, We Dare You." So I'm gonna show you the cover and we're gonna talk about it because I'm a little bit frustrated because I've seen the comment section. A lot of the comment section kind of mirrors what I think, while some of the comment section is turning this into something it's not, and we'll get into that. But just keep in mind that it is, like so much of what we discuss here, very black and white in terms of people's opinions in the comment section. Let me just have a look at this, okay? This is the cover. What might you notice? Is there something here that you think is a little bit weird, a little bit suspicious, a little bit, I don't know, relevant towards age? Now listen, everyone can wear whatever they want, but when we're talking about your average 25-year-old, your average 40-year-old, we all have some kind of image of what they're wearing, right? Like you might think of an average man with some kind of suit going to a boring job. I don't know. So the girls here are wearing clothing that to me says very much high school / middle school. It doesn't say collegiate girls to me. That being said, there was some discourse about how old the models are. Age in this case, in terms of how old the models are, matters, and of course I hope it's legal and nothing creepy is going on. But here, since we're focusing on the cover art, it's what it looks like in the cover art that's being discussed. So even if they had two 25-year-olds, but if they're styled to look like they're 14, you're still catering to a demographic who wants to see 14-year-old girls straddling a dude or bent over. So we have two men / boys, I don't know, with them. One of them is dressed in suit-ish wear, like a young guy at an office. It looks like a button-up shirt. It looks like there's a tie. The guy's standing up and he's wearing some sort of khaki-like pants. So that to me doesn't necessarily scream high school or the same age as the girls. But again, that's just how I interpreted it. The guy on the ground looks like he could actually be the young girl's age, but again, this isn't even about just like the guy and the girl interaction. It's like, why is this what we're representing the album with? The guy from The Dare is 27. Like, why do you need to have this on your cover? And if we're gonna have the argument of like, oh, well, they're actually not supposed to be high school looking, middle school looking, whatever, then why didn't you have them in more, and when I say mature wear, I mean dressing like 25-year-olds or showing their faces so you can actually see that the girls aren't girls and are women. Because that's another thing I noticed. All the faces here are hidden, and the girls specifically with their hair, which again has that element of secrecy where you're like, okay, well, why is no face showing? Granted, these could all be artistic choices. And I say artistic with a lot of quotation marks because really the styling of all of this is very off to me. And had it been just one thing, you know, like had it been two girls that don't look like they were 18 in non-sexual positions, I don't think anyone would have cared. But the fact that this is how they're positioned, their faces are hidden, they both look dressed, let's say youthfully, to me, It's creepy and weird, and I hope I'm entirely wrong about it. Now, this also isn't me saying that there's power in numbers, as in just because 55 people think A and 50 people think B, it has to be A. But what I am gonna say is, like with advertisements, if half of the people looking at your advertisement read it in a certain type of way, maybe think about that. That's all I'm gonna say. And this is similar to that. Really, the cover art is an advertisement for the music, and a lot of people are reading it with this creepy lens. There were people in the comments saying that's a projection, which granted might be true for some people, but I really don't think half of the people looking at this ad have some kind of internalized weird thing with pedophilia as much as this reads wrong, which is not an eloquent way to put it, but if you just look at something and it looks off, let's ask ourselves why. Smith had debuted the promotional image on his Instagram account on May 5th, although all comments have since been turned off following condemnation. Newsweek has contacted representative of Republic Records via email for comment. The imagery has sparked outrage on social media, with one Twitter user asking of the models, are they supposed to look like little girls? Who okayed this shit? British former soccer player Matt Letitia, no idea, posted the cover of the album, adding of Smith, this man was a school teacher not long ago. To those that call people conspiracy theorists when warning about normalizing pedophilia, take a look at what was allowed to be marketed. Sick. This is normalizing pedophilia, one Twitter user wrote in response. This is grooming. Harrison Patrick Smith, 27, who goes by The Dare, turned off all the comments on his Instagram. Disgusting, opined another. The people who signed this off should be ashamed and probably investigated. I've had the sickening misfortune to trip over this on my timeline. I'm not sure how, said another detractor. Is the music so very bad that it needs this abhorrent level of distraction? This is not art and not okay. It's disgusting. Amid the wave of decidedly vocal critics of the cover image, some Twitter users defended the choice. And this is where you kinda lose me. Sin is in the mind of the beholder, wrote one, and there's an awful lot of right-wingers seeing minors in this picture. That speaks volumes. So I'm not right-wing. I don't know if they're minors, but it looks real fucking weird. I don't really think you need to skew in any given direction to think that. And to actually simplify all of these really complicated matters to, oh, you're left-wing, oh, you're right-wing, is dumb, doesn't help anyone. So can we just leave that at the door? When a Twitter user stated that the image was normalizing sex with children, they countered, what it's doing is stirring the easily bothered. Anyone with an ounce of critical thinking skills can see through it, much like any old Rolling Stones album cover. If a person looks at the picture and sees children, it speaks more to their perverted mind than anything else, they added. Those models are adults. On his Instagram account, Smith says, he has performed at shows in New York City to support the EP's release. He has 2 dates scheduled for June 8th and 9th in Los Angeles. On the day the Sex EP was released, Smith wrote on Instagram that these are the first 4 Dare songs meant to be played at high volume. I'm ecstatic to share new music with you, and I can't say how much I appreciate the support I've received so far. It's all fucking crazy. This is only the beginning. So, first of all, nobody looking at this picture, I think, of these women/girls can say for sure they're adults or they're not adults. We know what they're styled to look like, and that is my opinion, but I'd say we're getting pretty close to fact in terms of if you had to look at these models, let us say, and guess what age they were, I don't think you'd guess 42, married woman with 3 children, right? So let's just get that out of the way. It's always really weird to me when people are like, sin is in the eye of the beholder, things like that. It's like, no, of course you can project things, duh. But it's also like, do you really think every single person looking at this has some major issues that they're all projecting onto this? Regardless, I've been seeing this all over my timeline. I've never even heard this person's music before, and granted, some people are saying this is a publicity stunt, and if that is true, I'm concerned. I'm generally concerned, I'm generally alarmed, but if we're resorting to publicity stunts because people are gonna be worried or disgusted that the models on your cover are young girls in sexual positions, is that the publicity you want? Like, if you have a career, which is not a given here, if you have a career, do you really want to look back on your first EP and be like, ah, yes, when they called me a pedophile? Like, is that really what you want for yourself? I'm just wondering, because if that is what you want, well, we're halfway there. So, I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Frankly, I just am disappointed per usual, but I hope that at least some more productive discourse comes out of this other than, oh, you're left wing, you're right wing, you're religious, you're not religious, because truly When we get into that type of discourse, we're not even talking about the matter at hand anymore. We're talking about politics and religion. This is neither. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.